Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first podcast the very first episode for the Queer and Quirky podcast, brought to you by me, Chris Cree. Um, if you know me and you've been waiting for this podcast, hi, hello, how are you? If you don't know who I am and you've stumbled across this podcast, hi, hello, how are you? This episode, I guess, is just kind of a little welcome, a hi message, a hello to what the podcast is going to be, kind of a bit about me. There's a lot of rhyming going on right now. And yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. Bear with me because this is my first time recording a podcast episode. I've had to play around with the mic and stuff since I got it, but this is my first time actually properly recording something, and I'm trying not to fumble my words. Usually when I record something for like YouTube or whatever, there's a great deal of editing involved, so I know if I fumble my words I can edit it out and whatnot, but these are just going to be pretty much completely unedited, other than changing the file type so that I can upload it. But other than that, it's not really editing, is it? But yeah, welcome. Hi, how are you? So yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris. I am from Scotland. I just hit the mic with my nose. And I identify... Well, my identity is... it's a lot. So my pronouns are he, they. And I identify as, I guess, genderqueer, gender non-conforming, non-binary, androgynous, all of those. It's a lot. It is what it is. But yeah, I guess the reason I want to start this podcast, it's for something new, something different, something I'm not completely used to. I guess I've never really done podcasts and stuff, so I thought, why not start? And also, I wanted to have a platform where I could talk about some like serious topics and stuff that need a lot more discussion and need voices and all of that sort of stuff. So a lot of this podcast is going to be about LGBT issues. I have a lot planned for that. A lot of it will be about issues going on in the world, Black Lives Matter and loads of other issues that are happening. 2020 has been a bit of a whirlwind, and we'll get into 2020 in a minute because I'm going to kind of have a wee chat about the crazy year that's been. But this is a new challenge for me, and it's something fun and it's something different, and I really hope that it goes places, to be honest. Like, I hope that I get to a place where I have a good platform where I can make a difference and keep talking about these serious topics that need to talked about. There's obviously so many voices out there, so many blogs and podcasts and YouTube channels and other platforms and stuff, but the more people that are talking about these kind of topics, then the more normalized they're going to be. Mental health, for example, there's still such a massive stigma with that, even with all the mental health we've been experiencing during lockdown. So, and that's something that I experienced quite a lot. So it's definitely going to be a focus for me. And of course, being a queer individual, all these attacks, for lack of a better word, for like example, conversion therapy still not being made illegal, or Joanne Rowling just piping off about trans people. Not, even though I'm not a trans person, like, those issues are still affecting members of my community, so it's definitely something that I want to talk about and I will be talking about. So I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. I hope you guys continue to listen. And yeah, the reason I kind of called the podcast the Queer and Quirky podcast is that's kind of how I would describe myself. I'm queer and I'm quirky. I want something that would emulate the person I am within the name of the podcast. However, but I didn't really want to call it the Chris Cree Show. I didn't want it to be all about me. So when I was jotting down brainstorming name ideas for the podcast, I wrote this one down, and as soon as the pen hit the paper, I was like, this is the name. This is it. This is what I want to write. This is what I want to call the podcast. So it's a bit weird doing a podcast. Used to doing like YouTube videos or Instagram videos, so it's weird. Oh, I keep hitting the mic. So I guess I'm a little bit nervous for some reason. I don't really know why, but I am. But yeah, I'm excited for all the topics I'm going to talk about. I'm excited to have everybody listen. So if you're listening, I hope you're enjoying it so far. Not that I've done much, but I'm hoping to have new episodes out weekly, even maybe bi-weekly. It just depends how fast I kind of get stuff recorded, and I keep fidgeting, and all that stuff around work. But yeah, so let's talk about 2020. Okay, kids and queers, and all you other people listening out there. 20 motherfucking 20. What a shit show. Like, right? Like, it's just been one thing after a goddamn another. I have definitely had a hard year, even with the whole COVID pandemic situation. It's just been absolutely crazy. Started the year off with me and my ex broke things off, and then that was just a crazy time. Then my gran passed, and then just the whole pandemic. It's been so difficult, I think, for everyone, and I don't think anyone went into this year thinking that it was going to be like this. Oh, excuse me, I just had my dinner. Yeah, nobody really knew that this year was going to be as crazy as it is, being in lockdown and stuff. And I mean, I've barely been, I have been in lockdown, but I have been working the whole time, so I wasn't furloughed or anything like that, and it was such a strain on my mental health. Like, I can't even imagine what it was like for people who didn't have work to distract them, or weren't able to leave their house, or were shielding, or anything like that. Like, it's this year I keep hitting that bloody mic. I'm not used to having this mic like here, so I just keep tapping it, and I keep fidgeting with stuff on my table. Because I'm recording this at my makeup table. If you have previously watched any of my YouTube videos, well, actually no, because none of my YouTube videos were from this room. But if you have previously watched or followed my makeup Instagram, then you will have at some point seen this table here. But I will hopefully be getting back into the makeup extremely soon. So if you are a makeup lover and that's kind of your vibe, then you can follow my makeup Instagram. It's at Cosmetics with Chris. Follow it. Leave cute likes. Leave cute comments. I haven't posted in about since February. So what is it? 7 months. But I will be posting extremely soon. I'm not doing a Halloween series this year because I did one last year. I didn't even finish it because work, but it was just very stressful. So I will not be doing that this year, but maybe next year. Anyway, back to 2020. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. And I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from 2020 is it's so important to check in on everyone. It's really important to check in with yourself to make sure that your mental health is in the right place, because sometimes it might not be and you might not even know. But just like your friendships, your relationships in general, like not being able to see so many people I care about for the longest time. It was very much like absence makes the heart grow fonder and whatnot, but I feel like now there's like you just never know what will happen, so I'm actively trying to, within government guidelines and such, because obviously we're still in that kind of situation, I'm trying to see my friends as much as possible and not waste those opportunities, because being unable to see them for such a long time was really degrading for my mental health. I think because there were so many things I was going through out with COVID and the pandemic, as I know many people will have been experiencing as well. Just the value of friendships and relationships and stuff, it's really put that into perspective for me, I think. And of course, there's been so many other things that have happened this year, which I will be talking about in later podcasts. Sorry, I keep taking deep breaths because I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Like, it's not like anyone can see me, but don't know. I think I'm just I build up in my head how things should go and how things are gonna go, and then I get scared that they're not gonna go like that. So I think my body is telling me that I'm worried that you aren't enjoying this or whatever. But this is only the first episode and it's an intro. It's like a little bit about me, a little bit about what the podcast is going to be. So like, it's not going to be anything pure crazy, but I think it's just because I'm out of my comfort zone. But that's something else that's really important, is putting yourself out your comfort zone within reason, because putting yourself out your comfort zone is a good thing and people should do that more, but there's a limit, I think, because there's putting yourself out of your comfort zone and then there's doing something that's going to be potentially debilitating to your health. And obviously this isn't going to be debilitating to my health, but my anxiety isn't flaring up and stuff. But once I've posted my first one, I'll be fine. But it's just that initial fear, that fear of not succeeding, not being good enough, all of that kind of jazz. Ooh, I'm just fixing something. What was I talking about? 2020. What was I saying? Yeah, 2020. It's just been. Oh my god, that's the fourth time I've hit this. Also, I'm really hoping that the sound quality is good. I will be listening to this once I've stopped recording, so I really, really hope that the sound quality is good. When I've tested the mic, it's been good, so we'll soon find out. But yeah, a lot of these podcasts, they're just going to be a lot of ramblings from my end, talking about a lot of serious topics. I've got my trusted little velvet book on my desk with me right now, and I've just spent most of my day coming up with topics and kind of getting some research done for topics, etc. And I'll probably do a podcast about 2020 in a bit more depth. Maybe have some questions asked on my Instagram. So, and then I'll talk about the answers and stuff like that. So follow my Instagram. It's at Chris Cree. Yes, I have two Instagrams. One is mostly for fashion and fitness and health, etc. And the other one is makeup and, well, just cosmetics in general. I like to break it up and I like to be different. So follow both my Instagrams, please, or follow my Twitter, which is at Chris Cree, I think. I burped again. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I have a lot of amazing topics that I'm excited to talk about. And it's not all just, really triggering like topics like depression or trans rights or anxiety or things relating to dealing with homophobia or that. Like, there's going to be some light-hearted content on here as well, some quirky content, but I want to make this podcast somewhere where, everyone's voice can be heard and everyone can relate to something that's said here, because regardless of what everyone's going through something, and if one person listens to this and knows that they're not alone and that helps them feel better, then that's what I want. I just want people to feel heard and feel important and valued. I keep fidgeting. But yeah, I'm excited and I hope that you all enjoy the podcast. I hope that you all find the podcast interesting and enlightening. Podcasts aren't the only thing I do. I am going to be doing a lot of content for some various blogs as well. Some of the pieces I'll be writing for blogs I'll also be kind of relating to podcasts or talking about in podcasts and stuff like that. So there'll be more information on that, kind of all the work I'm doing soon. But yeah, I know that this has just been almost 18 minutes of just me rambling nonsense, but that's the kind of person I am. I like to ramble nonsense. But take a shot for every single time I've said but in this podcast, because I'm nervous and I have anxiety. I'm not a good singer unless it's in the shower. You're welcome. My EP will be dropping on Spotify on Friday. Tune in. I keep hitting that fucking mic. No, so there's going to be serious topics talked about on this podcast. There's going to be fun topics talked about on this podcast. Basically, I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about, because in the words of Trixie and Katia, it's my show and not yours. However, we will not be taking that catchphrase because that is iconically theirs and no one can take that away from them. #copyright. But yeah, I have some great podcasts I'm filming later this week with some guests. That's another thing. It won't always just be me talking. There will also be guests, which is very exciting. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the Queer and Quirky podcast. I hope that you guys listen, and if you ever have any topics you would like discussed or anything like that, like I said, follow me on my Instagrams, at Chris Cree and at Cosmetics with Cree. No, I'm lying. It's at Chris Cree and at Cosmetics with Chris. Follow me on there and submit your podcast requests or questions, or if you are feeling any sort of way and just need someone to talk to, you can always DM me. I won't always reply straight away because work, but I will reply when I'm able. my god, I'm so gassy. Welcome to me. If you're a close friend of mine, you know how much I burp, and it's honestly ridiculous. I should really. Oh my god. I should really get that seen too. Get some antacids or something, some Pepto-Bismol, I don't know. Oh my god. Foul. Absolutely foul. But, yeah. Thanks for listening to this first episode. I have no doubt that it'll just be absolute nonsense, but oh my god, I keep saying but. However, yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and as this has went on, I felt less anxious, so that's fine. That's good for me. But oh my god. Yeah, I will be recording a lot more this week, and keep an eye out for more episodes and topics coming soon. Don't forget to, well, not don't forget, because I don't even think you can like podcasts. But if you're listening to this and you enjoyed it, please share it on your Instagram. Tell your friends, tell your family. Probably not this episode, this is just an intro episode, but the future episodes where I talk about more serious topics, definitely get your friends and family to listen to those, because those are going to be the ones that you're going to want to listen to. But yes, thanks for tuning in to the first episode of the Queer and Quirky podcast, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.